This is the 110 steps of weight loss workshop. And this week we're talking about, it's week 7, so we're talking about sugar, the hidden assassin. Last week's task, before we go any further, was to use your diet plan to increase your daily fiber intake. How'd you go with that? How many of you tried to hit your 20 to 30 or 20 to 40 gram goals for hitting fiber? Well, monitoring your fiber intake and trying to increase your fiber every day was what your task was, but it was only one task. The other task was to try these new foods, which were fermented foods, which help to increase healthy gut bacteria. How did you go? Did you bring in some yogurt into your diet? Did you try miso soup? Did you try kombucha? Or did you try kimchi? When you're on a weight loss program, you want to make your calories count. Sugar is just empty calories. Pre-packaged foods that are high in calories are not generally nutrient dense. Okay, so there's something there right there, pre-packaged foods. When you're on a weight loss program, you want to focus on protein and fiber, not sugar when deciding on a snack. But during the 1980s, carbohydrates diets were the solution to weight problems. Carbs were king in the 80s. Everybody was looking at increasing carbohydrates, decreasing protein. 55 to 75% of your diet were carbs. Up to 75 were carbs in the 80s. Now it's more like 40 or 50% is carbohydrates and around 30% protein and the balance in fat. The problem with sugar, though, if we're back to our sugar problem, is that it hides in foods. It comes associated with high-fat foods because it makes these high-fat foods taste better. But the good thing is it's easily identifiable on labels because it ends in OSE, and we'll talk about that soon. The problem with sugar is the added sugar to our foods, the white and brown sugar. That's one of the problems. If you've got sugar in your pantry, then you're not doing any service to your weight loss program. You might have to consider eliminating it from your pantry. Now, the problem with sugar is it hides in our foods. It comes associated with high-fat foods because it just makes high-fat foods taste better. And it's easily added to our foods as in the form of white and brown sugar. You add it to your coffee, you add it to your tea, you lump it on your breakfast cereal. It's in the cakes you make, it's in the biscuits you bake. What you've got to do is learn to read labels again. So we're back to expanding labels we talked about last week. So back into reading labels, and you learn to identify sugar by the OSE in the ingredients. So things that end in OSE on food labels like lactose, fructose, maltose, glucose, that's sugar. So it's very easily identifiable. So how do you avoid the sugars? Well, you learn the disguises of the hidden assassin, and the easy ones, as I said, are OSE, sucrose, fructose, glucose, lactose, maltose, and dextrose are easy to spot because they end in the OSE. But not so obvious is corn syrup, fruit juice, honey, and maltodextrin. So you've just got to learn the different names of sugar because labeling laws are there to protect you, but they do offer some scope where some of the manufacturers do try to use the labeling laws to hide things. Okay, look, probably it's best to, right here, just avoid packaged foods. And how do you avoid packaged foods? You follow your diet plan. The primary concern with sugar is, 1, it does not come with vitamins, minerals, and provides only calories. 2, it causes tooth decay. Why does it cause tooth decay? Because bacteria in our mouth convert the sugar to an acid. So this is where sticky sweets are a real problem. So if you have a sweet tooth and you like those soft jube lollies, it might be just the time to start thinking about eliminating them. Because not only do they add empty calories, they also increase the chance of tooth decay. So this week's task is to decrease sugar in coffee, decrease sugar in tea, and decrease sugar in breakfast cereals. The big goal would be to eliminate sugar, brown or white, from your pantry. Next week's workshop lecture is one I really love, and it's going to be talking about exercise and weight loss. Okay, but thanks very much. That's the end of the 110 steps weight loss for this week. It's short, but it's potent.